Alright then guys, how's it going? JTJudgment here and welcome back to another legend review in FIFA 15 Ultimate Team, and today we're going to be taking a look at the German left back 87 rated Andreas Brehme. Now, before I get into this review, I want to let you know that I went into this review hoping to decide whether or not I preferred this card over Roberto Carlos, because I think a lot of people would like to know, or would like to know my opinions on whether or not Brehme is better than Carlos, or vice versa, Carlos is better than Brehme, helping you guys decide which one is better to buy for your team. I gotta let you guys know from the get-go, I thought they were exactly the same. I had an absolute blast using Roberto Carlos. He was a fantastic left back for me. Brehme was just as good, I gotta say guys. Andreas Brehme as a left back in this game is absolutely fantastic. He scored some fantastic goals for me from the left back position. I'm not the sort of person that, you know, stuck him at striker for a couple of games to test out his shooting. All the goals that were scored in this video were scored from the left back position, guys. Keep that in mind when you see the goals. It might make them that much better to watch. Now, going into Andreas Brehme's in-game stats, he has got some pretty decent stats, guys. 91 interceptions and acceleration, 88 sprint speed, 85 strength, 94 on the crossing, 92 shot power, 87 long shots. Very, very nice shooting stats there for a left back. And as you can see, guys, you're going to see some pretty nice goals. Let me just say that. You know how I like taking my long shots. And he has also 88 standing tackle and sliding tackle. Now, going into the weaknesses and positives that I did find with this card, I'll go through the weaknesses first. Aerial ability was something that I was expecting to be a weakness, and it did turn out to be a weakness. He was the sort of defender that very, very rarely, you know, jumped and attempted to win the ball in the air. Don't get me wrong, if there was nobody surrounding him, then he would obviously win it. That was the only situation in which Brehme would win the ball in the air for me. But if he was surrounded by someone, even if it was someone of the same height, he would not jump to attempt to take the ball. It was just horrible, guys. So if you want your left back to have good aerial ability, then Brehme is not somebody to go for, in my opinion. The other weakness that I did find with this card, and it's the only other weakness that I did find, guys, need to mention, is that his dribbling and ball control for me wasn't the greatest. Now, that's something that I found on a regular basis because I was going on a hell of a lot of runs with Brehme because I really wanted to test out his long shot, so I had to work hard to get him in positions to take long shots. And on more than one occasion, guys, I did actually go from runs on my own half, trying to dribble through my opponent's entire team. I'm the sort of person that will try and do that on a regular basis. I find it very, very fun to do, and if you end up scoring from that run, then the feeling is just absolutely bloody fantastic. If you haven't done it in the past, try it. It's really, really fun to do. So, you know, I did try out his dribbling and ball control a lot, and I gotta say, it really wasn't the best, guys. Moving the left trigger in and out of defenses, he felt very, very slow and sluggish on the ball, and I think his agility played a big part in that as well. Turning with him, it just felt really slow on the ball. I hope you guys can understand what I mean. Going into the pluses that I did find is pretty much everything else you can think of that is a plus in a left back, guys. His positioning was pretty fantastic for me. The only way he would attack for me is when I controlled him going on a run. The game automatically positioned him to stay in that left back position, which was a big surprise for me because he's got high attacking work rate and medium defensive work rate, giving me the impression that he would always be on the attack. I found the exact same thing with Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos has high work rates, not quite the same as Brehme, but he also has high attacking work rate. But they were both very, very defensive for me. You know, they were always sitting back in the left back position, ready to defend for me, basically. And the only reason that he would run, like I've already said, is if I, you know, got the ball to him so that I could control him, and then I manually went on a run with him. So I got to say, guys, I had absolutely no problems with Brehme's positioning. Going on to his other pluses, his passing was pretty fantastic for me there. Made a couple of assists for me. I had no problems whatsoever there. His strength was pretty ridiculous for me for a boy of his, you know, his physical height and, you know, whatnot. I think he's only like 5'9", something like that, 5'10", but the boy has got the strength of a mini Hulk. Seriously, he was muscling people off the ball very, very, very easily, and as you can see there, a long shot by Brehme, taking the ball into the back of the net very, very luckily. But I gotta say, you know, that's one of the massive things that I loved about this card. Andreas Brehme's shooting was absolutely bloody bonkers. He's left-footed, and you play him on the left-hand side of the pitch. That means you can take long shots across the face of the goalkeeper, and that's how you should take long shots, in my opinion. That's how I always score mine, and I did score quite a few very, very impressive ones with Andreas Brehme, and his weak foot for me in general was absolutely fantastic as well. He does have 5-star weak foot, 3-star skills. Very, very nice to have. In a left back, I had no problems whatsoever with his weak foot. Is he worth it, guys? He does go for about 1.5 million coins as of making this review. I gotta say, he is definitely worth it. I enjoyed using him just as much as I did Roberto Carlos. You could buy Roberto Carlos for your team if you want to, but I'm just saying it, I'm putting it out there. Andreas Brehme, in my personal opinion, is just as good. Guys, I've given him a final score of 9.5 out of 10. That's going to wrap things up on this Andreas Brehme review. Please leave a like on this video if you did enjoy and it did help you decide whether or not to buy him for yourself. Subscribe for more legend reviews to come very, very soon. And as always from me, guys, please take care, and I will see you all next time. Ta-da, guys.